So welcome everyone to this book intro call for this book, amazing book called Projections, Expectations, Separations, Judgments, and Rejections. So, the authors of this book are Gary Douglas and Dr. Dane here, and actually, it is the transcript of a telecall series that Gary and Dane did with a group of participants. Many of the Access publication books, you will find that these are transcripts of certain telecall series or classes that Gary and Dane have done, and this is one of them. And this is like one of those fundamental books that I count as in Access Consciousness, which gives you the basics. It's the like I feel that after foundation, everyone should read these three books: Living Beyond Distraction, 10 Keys to Total Freedom, and Projections, Expectations, Separations, Judgments, and Rejections. And because many of us are just like functioning in our lives from so much of projections and expectations that we have of others, we have of ourselves, or we have of others. So that is like keeping us so much stuck in our own reality. It doesn't allow us to step into full awareness of what things are and to create from total freedom. So this is one of those books. It's a beautiful book, and every time I read it, like I must have read it at least 5 times till now, and every time I read it, I find as if something new is there for me in it. I find something fundamentally, it shifts something for me. So, what can it open up for you guys? So, I'll read some portions, little portions from this book, as so that it will give you some taster of what this book has to offer you. And of course, you buy this book. It's available like on Kindle. It's for just for 149 rupees today. Bhumit, did you buy it on Kindle or did you order a hard copy?
It's on Kindle.
Kindle. So they have an offer going on this book. So
Yeah,
I just checked out today. It's 149. Am I right?
very true.
Yeah. So what will it take for you to just all go and grab it before the offer ends? Yeah, in a day or two. So just grab this book. It's and what energies are we perceiving of this book, and all the beautiful clearings that it has, very powerful clearings it has. So I'm reading first a portion from chapter 1, and then I'll go to one of the like most favorite topics for most of us, money and success. I'll pick up some portions from that chapter. So chapter 1, projections and expectations separate you from your awareness. So before we start, all the projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections that you have from this call, from this book, from Gary and Dane, from me, and from yourself. Will you please now destroy and read all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and beyonds. Whenever you are doing projection and expectation of any kind, you are separating, judging, and rejecting anything that would give you awareness. You are eliminating your awareness. That is pretty severe, isn't it? Gary says, hello everyone. Welcome to our series of calls on projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections. Let us start by talking about what these things are. So, what are projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections? Projections and expectations are what you think someone else will do, even if they aren't going to do it. I'll read that again. Projections and expectations are what you think someone else will do, even if they aren't going to do it. A projection would be, this man is perfect for me. An expectation would be, he will have the same point of view about me that I have about him. He will think I am perfect for him. Judgment is any fixed point of view or any conviction that someone or something has to be in a certain way. Separation occurs once you do a judgment of any kind. You separate yourself from the person or thing you judge, even if it is you. Rejection is dismissing or refusing something. And all these go hand in hand. You never know how you start off with one thing and then you slip off into another. And how much of that projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections you end up doing on for yourself. So it may start with someone else or you perceiving other people's projections, expectations, and judgments of you. And then you end up judging yourself, separating yourself from 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 yourself and rejecting yourself. And that's how you block your receiving and you never see things in their uh, wholeness. Awareness is the place where no point of view is necessary. So when we are just with everything, when you are interesting point of view, you make everything interesting point of view, be it your judgments, your projections and expectations, or be it coming from others. When everything becomes an interesting point of view, then actually you are in that space called awareness. Whenever you are doing projection and expectation of any kind, you are separating, judging, and rejecting anything that would give you awareness. You are eliminating your awareness. That is pretty severe, isn't it? Awareness is the place where no point of view is necessary. When you are aware, you have the ability to see and to perceive, to know and to be, and to receive the totality of something in a way in which you don't have to come to conclusion. Class participant asks, I realize I have been trying to get awareness right. I see that I have no idea what awareness really is because awareness can't be right or wrong. Carrie says that is correct. Go back through your life and look at all the places where you knew you shouldn't do something, but you did it anyway, and it turned out exactly as you thought it would. That is a time when you were aware and you denied your awareness. So your intuition, your knowing told it that this is not going to work out. This place, this that I'm going to, it's not going to be very contributing to me. Or if I take this job or this business, it's not going, or this business deal, it's not going to work out as the other person is projecting itself to. So you just know that what is the result that is going to be created, but then you discount your own knowing in favor of your logical thinking analytical mind, which says that yes, this is the best offer that I have got, this is the opportunity that is not to be missed, and you take it, and then you see that that choice actually didn't create what you expected it to create. Awareness never comes from believing what people say. It always comes from watching what they do. Watch what they do and you will gain awareness. Watch what they say and you will be distracted from what is actually going on. This is where you eliminate your capacity for infinite choice and infinite possibility. Gary says, I never have any projections, expectations, separations, judgments, or rejections of anyone. I'm always perceiving rather than believing. I'm always capable of adjusting according to the moment. I don't believe what people say. I'm aware of what is coming out of their head. I'm only surprised when they do what they say. So, how many projections and expectations are you using to create the separations, judgments, and rejections of you are you choosing? Everything that is times a quadrillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shorts, boys, povats, and peons. So, any questions so far?
Tasneem, like we have read here that when
Women,
awareness
you
and
voice is breaking.
okay, now is it okay?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
It will make you gain awareness. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is that at times when you are watching something and you freeze in that moment or you go beyond that moment and you were present at that time, but suddenly something will happen that will take you beyond that. You'll be absent in that situation and then you regain that conscious.
Hmm.
Am I am I am I whatever I'm trying to say, are you getting it?
Yeah, so you go
Like
like
I'm talking to
just
you.
get an awareness beyond what they are saying and doing. That's what are the
No,
mean.
not awareness. You are, what do I call? Like you are explaining something and I am listening to you. I am very much there. But suddenly a word will come up or show up and I am not there anymore in that conversation. I'm just nodding my head. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Hmm. So you are not
So
being
that
present,
happened.
and some judgment comes up in your universe. Some memory show
Yeah,
comes up. You go
yeah,
into some other universe, some other
yeah.
timings.
Or you keep connecting.
Hmm.
Right. And you keep connecting from one point to another and then to another, then to another. And
Yeah.
then suddenly you come back to zero. Oh, I was supposed to listen to her.
Okay. So are you
That.
not supposed to be to do anything? So, all the projections and expectations that you have of yourself, of what being present has to look like. Will you please now destroy and create it all times a Godzillion?
Yes, please.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shots, boys to gets and beyond. So, are you saying that do you miss the conversation and you are not able to, then you don't get what that person is saying next?
Oh, you get what the bad person is saying next, but for that two sentences, you are like, what did the person say? And
Yeah,
then you start linking it, connecting. That
yeah.
was it very significant point that I missed? Something like that.
Okay, so can you trust yourself that you will always hear what you're meant to hear? You will never miss out. Have you missed out
Yeah.
anything that has like caused you something like very traumatic, or it has put you in a very difficult situation? Probably not.
Not really.
We
Yeah,
don't miss out
that's the
on
point
those
of view.
important emails, on those messages, on those calls. So we are
Yeah.
quite aware with that. So it is like it is an expectation of this reality that when you are like as a kid, also we are taught that if you are present in the class, you will hear every word that the teacher says in the class.
You are absolutely on the point, Tasneem.
Yes.
This is
So you have
exactly
to
what
be
was running in my
like
head.
ना कि you cannot एक झपकी भी लग गई, इधर उधर देख लिया, किसी से बात कर ली या कुछ कर लिया तो you and like kids are punished for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm.
all the points of views of this reality that you have but thought about what being present has to look like. So as an infinite being, you will tap into so many different spaces, times, and realities. So,
Yeah.
and that is like that word, that conversation might click something else that is going on in some other place, or at some other lifetime, some time in your own life, or some other lifetime is even, or with someone else. And you just tap over there, you might go and it might be even going and changing something over there and coming back.
Yeah. Parallel realities. Is that?
Yes.
No. Yeah. Okay.
So are you willing to acknowledge your capacity to be changing things in multiple realities and multiple dimensions, and you
Yes.
are misidentifying and misunderstanding that capacity as not being present over here. So everything
Yes.
that does
Yes.
not allow you to acknowledge your capacity to be present at multiple places and realities at the same time, and still be being present wherever it is required the most at that moment of time. Will you please now, like, and uh, all the separations, judgments, and rejection that you have created with yourself, based on that point of view, will you please now destroy and create it all times a God silly?
Yes. Yes,
Right now,
please.
put it back for info, all night shorts, boys, beds, and beyonds. Give me a moment, I'll shut the door of the room.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thank you for asking the question, Umit. Yeah. Now, next, other people's projections and expectations of you. Most of us have a lot of things projected at us at an early age. And those projections and expectations can have adverse effects on our body and being. Before the age of 2, you do not perceive any difference between you and your parents or the people around you, and you take on their thoughts, feelings, emotions, and points of view. Then, when you reach adolescence and seek to rebel against your parents, you are also rebelling against you. Sorry. Because you have made those projections and expectations part of who and what you are. So when, like, in your childhood, you buy all those points of views and that are projected and expected of you, and then in the adolescent, when you start rebelling against all of that, actually you start rebelling against yourself too. Someone asked me, like, Carrie is saying this, is it possible to do something to permanently destroy any connection to other people's projections, expectations, separations, judgments, and rejections? And Carrie said, yes, it is called awareness. One of the projections and expectations in this reality is that you have to get married and have 2.5 kids. You are supposed to do things in a certain way, right? But you never could live by that, could you? What would it be like if you were willing to create from what you know instead of whatever everybody else projects and expects you should choose and be? I don't care if anybody else agrees with me. I don't care if anybody else gets it. I don't care what occurs here. I'm going to create something one way or the other. So, all of the projections and expectations you have defined as meaningful are the things that keep you from being everything you are. Everything that is times the quadrillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. What have you suppressed in order to live by the projections and expectations of others? So, Take a moment and get the energy of that. What have you suppressed in order to live by the projections and expectations of others? Everything you have suppressed based on the projections and expectations of others. Will you destroy and uncreate all of those? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. How many of the projections and expectations of you that you have defined as meaningful are the things that keep you from being everything you are? Everything that is times a quadrillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyond. So, if others expect respect, care, and kindness from you, even when they are being an asshole, when they are being selfish, mean, abusive, yeah. So, and that all of that which does not allow you to be the energy that would kill all those limitations. Will you please now destroy and create it all times a Godzilla? Right and
Yes,
wrong,
please.
hot and pop, all nine shots, boys, bobats, and beyonds. So, are you willing to be all the energies that are required to create more consciousness in the world, on the planet Earth, and in your universe, rather than living by the projections and expectations that others have of you? And everything that does not allow you to be and do that, will you please now destroy and create it all times a God's name? Right and wrong, good and bad, God and pop, all night shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. How many projections and expectations of your rightness are you using to guarantee the losing you will be choosing? Everything that is times a quadrillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. How many projections and expectations are you using to create the happy life you are choosing? Everything that is times a quadrillion, will you please now destroy and create it all? Times a quadrillion, right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyond. So, how much of that is like that you are living by that projections and expectations so that it will create a happy life for someone else and a crap life for you? And everything that brought up, will you please now destroy and create it all times a Godzilla? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. So Gary says that if you live through projections and expectations, you will always create failure for yourself. Now I'm jumping on to chapter 4 of the book, which is money, business, and success. Gary says, I wish I could say that you can create success by projection and expectation, but you can't. All you can do with projection and expectation is create failure. Differentiating projections and expectations from awareness. So there was a question from a participant. I have a question about differentiating projections and expectations from awareness. A business deal I recently negotiated fell through on the last yard line. Ironically, the same day it fell through, another large deal came through. It would have been difficult if both deals had come in at the same time. So this was the business deal which was just about to complete, materialize, and it fell apart. Like it didn't go through. And on the same day, another deal came through, which and the this participant, he could acknowledge that he would not have been able to fulfill both the deals if he would have got both of them. Now he continues to say, part of me was relieved the first deal fell through, although I was also disappointed. That was the deal I was most excited about because it was in Bordeaux. I was projecting that it was going to be totally awesome and open 1,000 doors, and I was expecting it to go through. And now I wonder if my projection and expectation before the ink was dry caused it to fall through. So before I proceed with what Gary has to say, can you all look at all those incidents in your life when we think that, when we didn't get admission in a particular college, which we so much wanted to study in that university, when we didn't get that job that we were so looking forward to, and we got job in like later on in some other place, when we did not end up having a relationship, a marriage or something with the person which we felt that they were my soulmate or anything, like I was so much in love with that person, and that didn't go through, and then you ended up having relationship with someone else, and then you felt that probably that earlier one would have been a better option. It would have created a more like a majestic life for me than what I ended up choosing. Yes, so everyone has at least one such memory to recall.
Many.
Many. Yes, like we all have gone through, like as we have lived our lives, we all have gone through such things in our life. So get the energy of that. And now, what Gary has to say. If you are not willing to see where you are projecting and expecting a point of view, and where you are willing to have awareness of a point of view, the two of them are going to come into conflict. I'll read that again. If you are not willing to see where you are projecting and expecting a point of view, and where you are willing to have awareness of a point of view, the two of them are going to come into conflict. Awareness comes from the willingness to know what you truly desire. It doesn't come through projections and expectations. So, if you are like, first, you have to get there where you exactly know what you truly desire in your life without going into that projection and expectation that this person, this job, this business deal, this place is going to create what I desire. Do you get the difference? When you go, already you have created a projection and expectation. You have created from a point of view that this is the person, the right match for me, my love, like no, my soulmate or whatever, who will create, like who will give me all that I have always looked for. He will make me feel complete. Or this is the exact, like that right job for me. This is the company that is my, that will give that is my dream company, and I would like to work there, without like actually looking at what is it that you act, that energy that you actually desire in your life. And then giving, like making the universe put all the things together to show you what is the right company, what is the business deal that would actually create the energy that you desire in your life. So what exactly do I desire? Gary says, my grandson is here and he's yelling at Chris, come on, let's play. He thinks everybody should want to play with him. And when he asks, will you play with me? It is hard to say no. From his point of view, this isn't a projection or an expectation. It is a need and a demand. It is exactly what he desires. And all of you who have, like, we have been with the small kids who have that irresistible energy of invitation. So that is what they are being, that need and tug. Not that need from the space of lack, but then they are willing to demand. whatever they require in their life, whatever they desire in their lives. And they are not projecting and expecting anything, that just they are putting out their desire. You are not willing to look at what exactly do I desire, and you have got to be willing to do that. You have to be in the question, what is this going to create? As long as you are asking, what is this going to create? What is this choice going to create? What is working in this company going to create? What is this going into this, taking this business deal going to create? More creation will occur. And as soon as you start doing projection and expectation about what the result is going to be, the moment you go to result, you start killing the thing. Anytime you do a projection or expectation, all you can ever create is separation, judgment, and rejection from awareness, from possibility, from choice, from money, from greatness, from that which is fantastic and phenomenal, and from being everything you are. So when you are doing a business from the projection, from the expectation that this will create result in terms of this much money, this much income showing up in my in 1 year's time, actually it's create, you are doing it from the space of creating a result. You are not doing it from what is the possibility that it is going to create in the world. If you do projections and expectations, you end up rejecting you, because you, as an infinite being, know greater than projection and expectation. A guy who was doing Access said to me, I am so excited. I have got a class going on and 10 people coming. So those of you who are facilitators or anything of the sort, who are doing like you expect people to join your class or your calls or anything, like the one, like you can relate to that, or you are taking clients. So these many people are like, you are so excited that these many people have shown interest and they are going to come up in my class. Gary said, that's great, congratulations. Well, he went to the class and one person showed up. He asked me, what did I do? I asked, what did you project and expect as a result of that class? He said, well, I knew it was going to pay all my bills. It was going to bring me up to date financially. It was going to do this. It was going to do that. The projection and expectation was about those things. It was not about the creation of possibility. So everything that brought up, will you please now destroy and create it all? And what more can you choose now in your life to create more possibilities rather than specific outcomes? You have got to ask, what choice do I have that I haven't acknowledged? Look at the creation. If you look at what you project and expect as a result, you have actually completed it. So you have energetically, you have completed it. That guy had already completed a class of 10 people. Yeah, it cannot come to fruition. So if you do not like even put a something specific outcome or result from a class, from a session, from a job, from a business deal, from anything in your life, from a relationship, then you can actually receive much more beyond your wildest imagination. Now I'm reading another topic from the same chapter. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, so I'll continue to read. Please feel free to stop me and ask a question. The projection and expectation that something will be successful. Class participant asks, I recently started my own company for the second time. I first started it 7 years ago and had some challenges. Recently, I was able to get an investor and start it again. I'm not clear on what projections and expectations I have of the company. Gary says, you have got the projection and expectation that the company is going to make money, which has nothing to do with what's actually possible. The way not to screw it up is to ask, what projections and expectations do I have here, and is this really going to work? Projections and expectations never work. You do a projection and expectation, and everything follows the projection and expectation. What does they have to do with what is actually to be true for you? Whenever you do projections and expectations of any kind, you are creating failure, not success. I wish I could say that you can create success, but by doing projection and expectation, but you can't. All you can do with projection and expectation is create failure. What projections and expectations are you using to guarantee the failure of your company? Are you choosing? Everything that is times a quadrillion. Will you please now destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all night shots, boys, provides, and beyonds. And what projections and expectations are you using to guarantee the failure of all your creations? Are you choosing? Everything that is times a quadrillion. Will you please now destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pop, all nine shots, boys, provides, and beyonds. You
Tasneem,
guys,
can we do a little more, can you explain a little more about this?
okay. So what are you creating?
So what where my mind went was on my kids. So that's an expectation that they have to study. No, it's a normal thing,
Mm-hmm.
right?
What do you expect of your kids? What is your expectation of
That
your
they
kids?
have to study. That they have
That they
to
have to
study.
study? Okay, and
Yeah,
what study create for them? What is like
theoretical knowledge, the
okay,
basic
and what
knowledge.
else? What kind of success?
So of course the success rate is not that much, but then when I see myself, I from very beginning I knew I'm very intuitive. That was one word that came to me very, जैसे मक्खन की तरह फिसलते हुए I got to know this word. But then if I see myself, I did not had that much theoretical knowledge the other kids would have.
Okay.
Like in science,
So
like if
whatever
I
I
talk about,
didn't get, and I feel
sorry,
ashamed of that. So whatever, like as parents, what we and like usually do is whatever I couldn't do, and I'm not I feel guilty about it, or I feel dissatisfied that I couldn't be or do
yeah,
that. Let my kids do
dissatisfied.
this. I will want my kids to do this. I couldn't lead this life. I will make sure that my kids get that kind of education. They can go to those kind of places. They get those kind of salaries, or they can lead that kind of luxurious life, or whatever, or that
Yeah,
fame,
I was just about,
that respect, status, whatever I couldn't manage to get for myself. I would like my
so
kids to have that. So
yeah,
is it projection or expectation, or is it awareness? Or is
projection
it just an
expectation.
awareness of a point of view, of your own point of view? Yeah.
Yeah,
So are you willing to destroy and create all of that?
yeah.
Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, or night shots, boys, poets, and beyonds. Are you willing to acknowledge that your kids are infinite beings?
Yes, they
They
are.
aware and they would know what they desire in their life. You don't have
Yeah.
to project and expect of them what you desire of them.
So
You
when
need
you
to
were
let
saying,
go of your needs of your kids. of what your kids have to be and do. And
So there was one line that
yeah.
there was this one line that came up that, had I gone through that theory, I would have been able to fix things.
You would have been able to get this reality, fix things.
Yeah.
Yes, so everywhere you are judging yourself for being a misfit, yeah, and an anomaly. Will you please now
Yeah.
create it all times God's alien?
Yes, please.
Are you all willing to see the beauty of the anomalies that you are, the greatness, the capacities that you are, with
Yeah.
the anomalies that you have? So, what if your
Yeah.
anomalies was your greatest strength? And everything that
Yeah.
does not allow you to perceive, know, be, and receive that, will you please now destroy and create it all times the God saying?
Yes,
Right
please.
now, good and bad, pod and pop, all night shots, boys, poets, and beyonds.
Thank you.
How many of us actually ask our kids, Beta, what do you desire in your life?
Hardly, I think.
Yes. And do we even want to teach them that they can do that? Because we were not never
Hmm.
allowed to do that. What does
Little
my
tough
father
as per this
expect of
reality.
me? What does my mother? Now what does my husband expect more from me? Now what do my kids expect of me? That is where we live our lives from. But how many times are we even aware what do we actually desire?
Yeah.
So this was was talking to someone lately, and she was telling me that that day she had like it happened that she was nobody could like she was alone in her house, and then she was asking that my friend, she was asking herself, आज क्या बनाऊं खाने में? And that was the first time she could see, like she could ask herself, मुझे क्या खाना है? How many of us as housewives, as mothers, we just cook things which what my husband likes, what my kids ask me to cook today? How many times do we ask ourselves what I would like to eat today? What would I like to eat today? Yeah. So everything that is, will you please now destroy and create it all times of Godzilla? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pop, all nine shots, boys, perverts, and beyonds. So, great question. What do I desire? What do I desire of my life? Rather than going to earn some like result or an outcome, what kind of life you would like to have? Where what kind of friends would you like to have? What is the kind of society you would like to be in? Company you would like to be in? Yeah, so those are the questions uh, to ask rather than boiling down to one particular name that this is what I want, or a figure. This is the amount, this is the इतने figure की income की चाहिए है. Yeah, 10 figures or more than that or whatever. Yeah. Okay. So are you all with me? Shall we take up one more topic before we close today's call? Are you all good with that? Yes? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Yes. So destroy and uncreate everything your business was yesterday. You have got to destroy everything your business was yesterday and then could go to the question, what do I need to create now? Gary says, I do that on a daily basis. And the same goes with relationship. Every morning, you say, everything that my business was yesterday, I now destroyed and create it all. Everything that my relationship with this person was yesterday, I now destroyed and create it all. And what do I create now? What am I required to create now? What is like, you start afresh. You can make a new beginning every day. You don't create from expectations and judgments of your past, rather than you create from now and for the future. Class participant asks, how do you destroy and uncreate what your business was yesterday? Just by saying I destroyed and uncreate everything it was yesterday? Gary says, yay. It's as simple as that. Everything this business was yesterday, I now destroy and uncreate it all. It's way too easy, which is why none of you do it. So everywhere you have rejected all the marvelous tools of access consciousness because they are way too easy. Will you please now destroy and create it all times God saving? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shots, voice for words, me and beyonds. Guys, they are very powerful. Please use them. Once you start doing it, all kinds of new things will show up and you will ask, what am I doing here? All things become possible when you are willing to have the awareness of all things that are possible. The expectation that you need to make money. Gary says that is an expectation, that is not a question. The basic point of view is if I desire it hard enough and long enough, it will come to fruition and my business will create money. You haven't had that point of view about any girlfriends you have you? That if you like them just enough, more enough, that boy or that girl will start liking you and fall in love with you and marry you or whatever, get laid. So how many of you have the projection and expectation that you need to make money? Not that you would like to make money, not that you can make money, not that you are going to do everything you can to make money, but I need to have money. Therefore, blah, blah, blah. Everything that is times a quadrillion, will you destroy and create it all now? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and beyonds. Class participant asks Carrie, I have a question about the reverse of that. I don't expect that I need money because I already have money. But then I want more money and the money doesn't come. What is that? It feels very twisted and bent in my universe. Gary says, you have got a projection and expectation that money will come because you like it. Class participant says, yes, that's right. Gary, I don't have the projection and expectation that money will come because I like it. I make a demand. I ask, what is it going to take to create all this money because I like it and I am going to have it? You haven't made a demand on yourself that you will have it, no matter what it takes. Everything that doesn't allow that to show up times a quadrillion, will you please now destroy and create it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pork, all nine shorts, boys, bobats, and peons. So, with that, we'll stop the reading from the book for today. Any questions? Okay, so I'm coming up with a book club on this book that we just read, Projections, Expectations, Separations, Judgments, and Rejections. It will be a 6-call tele-series starting from Monday, which is 5th of December, for the whole of the week. So starting from Monday to Saturday, in 1 week, we will read this book, do a lot of clearings. You will get all the call recordings, also the audio loop for the clearings from this book. So I like to play these clearings audio loops on a low volume in the house, whenever I'm traveling or otherwise also, so that subconsciously they remove so many things from that are like hidden beneath all those layers. in our minds. So you will be given that also, you'll get that, and so, a lot of facilitation, the questions that you will have in those calls. So if you are willing to hop on, you all are most invited. We'll start from Monday. We'll do some afternoon or evening time. I'm not yet boiled myself down to one particular time. I'll be in question around that depending on who all choose the class, and we'll work out a time which works for most of the people. And the energy exchange will be 4,444 rupees for this 6 call teleseries. So please get in touch. Also, I'd like to give an early bird offer till when? Till when do you want the early bird offer? Till tomorrow? Okay, so till Friday, 3333. Yeah. So hop on, let's have some fun, dismantling, dissolving, dissipating, destroying, and creating all of our projections, expectations, separation, judgments, and rejections, and creating a space for more awareness, more possibilities, more creations. Okay, so any questions before I close the call?
I
No?
think we are good.
Yes, great. So thank you everyone for joining in. I look forward to see you in these 6 call teleseries starting from Monday. Thank you, and
Thank
bye-bye.
you. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you so much.